Hi, this is Blastpop. Today I'm doing a quick after-action report of a game of Soviet Dawn that I did in my spare time. I didn't set up for a video. I thought at least give you a sense of how this game plays and maybe a little bit a greater insight into it. Unfortunately, I lost. The Eastern White Russians managed to advance on Moscow. Due in no small measure by the Czech Legion, because I kept getting a -1 versus the Eastern until the Czech Legion sails. Well, the Czech Legion never sailed, so eventually they advanced on Moscow on me. Other notable things that occurred during the game was in the Red Army reorganization table. There was a time in my game where I didn't have an option to do all that much that was of consequence, and I had a +1 to the die roll. So I took 2 actions and actually rolled boxcars, so I didn't even need a +1. The resulting effects were chosen by the second and subsequent dice rolls was Communist Subversion and Comintern International. Subversion, which is really useful, is in play until the end of an epoch. Now, it came into play in the final epoch, so it allowed me to have an option of either playing the random event first or do my actions first, depending on the needs. That came in handy a half a dozen times at least, and allowed me to outsmart, so to speak, my enemies. Also, the Comintern International is a +1 to the political track for the remainder of the game. That had a minor impact, but the Communist Subversion had a much, much greater impact. Also notable that occurred in this scenario was the Allies were removed fairly early on in the second epoch. And also really interestingly, the Finns never were activated. While they did replace leadership to Mannerheim never made the advance out of Finland. So that was a non-starter. In Poland, the Curzon line was in place, and that, along with Kiev and Petrograd, when those areas are occupied by an army, the political level goes down by 1. So Poland can get really dangerous when the Curzon line is in place, because what ends up happening is there's 2 quick opportunities to reduce the morale, 1 each on successive turns, and that's a fairly substantial impact. Now, if that's put in place with Petrograd, in 2 turns you could lose 3 morale. Fairly early on, the Tsar was executed because the whites, Eastern Russians, didn't occupy Ekaterinburg. Matter of fact, when it occurred, the Easterns were in Irkutsk. So it was not a good day for the royal family. The reserve offensives that are markers that I can use as an additional offensives were not enough to save my bacon in this scenario. Overall, it was a fun scenario. I really enjoyed it. It's fun even losing in this game. It makes you want to play and reset up and do it again, hoping to win. I think with the knowledge of the cards a little bit, and a little experience, you can probably be more effective in terms of what your expectations are and what are more safer and better moves. But there's enough variation in here that a bad combination of luck, regardless of solid play, could hurt you. But again, it's playing the odds and playing the percentages. And like any card-driven or card-style game, knowledge of the cards certainly makes a greater difference in how you will perform and your chances of increasing your victory. So it was a very good scenario. Most likely after the new year, I will be doing a video of actual gameplay. But I wanted to get something out to you to hold you over until the new year, when I have a little bit more time to effectively sit down and do a video or a series of videos, depending on how successful or not I am in the game I will be playing. Anyway, please like, comment, and above all, please subscribe. Thank you. This has been Blastpop. Bye.